Okay, good morning, Richland Rams. Today we're going to talk about credit history. Our standards are 6.14D, explain why it is important to establish a positive credit history. 6.14E, describe the information in a credit report and how long it is retained. 6.14F, describe the value of credit reports to borrowers and lenders. So, credit history. Credit history is what gives you a number that represents how financially responsible you are. Okay, so let's write that down. One thing to remember is that the higher the credit score you have, the better it is that credit companies are going to let you borrow money. Okay, so remember, credit reports are completed by agencies to help lenders. Okay, so credit reports are compiled by agencies to help lenders decide whether or not to loan money to consumers. So consumers, that means you are the consumer, and you're going to be the one to borrow money from the lender. Okay, so let's talk about what is on a credit report. So things that come on a credit report are personal information, which is your name, job history, current and past addresses, employers, date of birth, and social security number. Now, the reason these are on your credit report is because they want to know how long you have worked for a company to see how responsible you are. Also, your current and past addresses. If you are a renter and you're renting a house, they want to make sure that you've paid your rent on time. So they do report that to the credit agencies, employers, and then your date of birth and social security, because they need to be able to identify that it is really you. Credit. Also, credit information and payment history. So that's the lender information. If a lender lets you borrow money, that is going to go on your credit report because they want to know who's letting you borrow money to make sure you're paying it on time. Also, types of credit. What types of credits you have. And then the date of accounts and how long they are opened. Also, the amount you owed. So when you borrow money, if you borrow, let's say, $2,000, that's the amount you're going to owe back. That is going to go on your credit report. Also, your payment history. The payment history is going to be, did you make your payments on time? Have you missed a payment? Have you been charged a fee? That is all going to go on your credit report. Remember, your credit history reflects how financially responsible you are. Also, you're going to have credit inquiries that reflect on your credit history, which is credit application history. How many times have you applied for credit? Remember, each time you apply for credit, it's going to go on there, and it can highly affect your credit score. Also, cell phone application history. When you apply for a cell phone, they're going to make sure that you pay your bills on time, so that goes against your credit history. Rental application history, so like I said, if you rent a house or an apartment, they want to make sure you're going to pay that rent on time each month. So that's going to go against your credit history, and they're going to make sure that you are responsible each month for paying that. Okay, so most credit history is on your credit report for 7 to 10 years. Okay, so we're going to go and we're going to answer a few questions on the side. What is a credit report in your own words? Okay, so to me, it is a summary of your financial responsibility. How responsible are you financially? Now, the next question, why is it important to establish a positive credit history? Well, if you don't have a positive credit history, are banks going to trust you to loan you money? Are they going to know that you're going to pay it back on time? Also, banks trust you, and if banks trust you, they're also going to offer you a better interest rate. So banks trust you and offer a better interest rate. Now remember, when we did debit and credit cards, remember what the interest rate is. All right, next page. We're going to go over some questions about credit history. Okay. So first question, which of the following things affect your credit rating in a positive way? Having a large debt, having an employment record that shows you change jobs every 6 months, having several different residential addresses over the past 2 years, or paying credit card bills, loan payments, and mortgages on time. The correct answer is D. Remember, the credit lenders want to make sure that you're paying everything on time, that you are responsible. Next question, which of the following is not a part of a credit report? Balance on credit cards, payment history for credit cards, income from jobs, or medical history? The answer is medical history. They don't need to know your medical history to know that you are financially responsible. All right, so Selma listed the things she felt could have contributed to her low credit score of 450. Her list included high ratio of monthly debt to monthly income, B, high credit card balances, C, late credit card payments, D, too many credit cards. Which of the item listed could have caused her low credit rating? Well, if you have a high ratio of monthly debt to monthly income, that means you have more debt than what you're making each month. And then if you have high credit card balances and late credit card payments and too many credit cards, that means that's highly affecting your credit score and you're going to have a low rating. So this would be all of them. All right. Which of the following statements is not true about the value of a credit report for a borrower and the lender? A good credit report is valuable to you as a borrower because it allows you to receive a new loan for a purchase such as a house or car. Most people need a loan to buy a car or a house. B, a credit report is valuable to a lender because it allows them to decide if a person is creditworthy. They want to be very selective in who they loan money to. If you have bad credit history, you will never be able to get a loan or a credit card. Your credit report is valuable to you as a borrower because it can help you get a lower interest rate for a loan. Let's think about these for a minute. What did we talk about on the other page? Well, being financially responsible. So your answer is C. If you have bad credit history, the lenders are not going to give you a loan or a credit card. All right, so let's look at these questions. What are 3 things you can do to improve your credit score? Well, if you have a low credit score or if you're just starting out with new credit, things you can do to improve your credit score to have a high credit score is, of course, pay your bills on time. Another thing you can do is not have large balances. And then another thing is to not have too many credit cards. If you have too many credit cards, then you have too many high balances that are open. I'm sorry if this comes out and it's smushed. So there are 3 things you can do to improve your credit score. All right, last question. What are 2 benefits of having a positive credit rating? So you're going to answer this yourself. Sorry, I cannot talk today. All right, so let me give you a few examples. If you have a positive credit rating, you're going to have lower interest rates when you go and buy a car or apply for a mortgage on a house. You're also going to be qualified to be approved for credit cards, mortgage loans, rental applications, and also cell phones. So think about those things and then write down 2 benefits of having positive credit rating. All right, here's your summary. You know what to do. What did you learn from this lesson? What did you get out of the lesson? And we'll talk about this more in class. Thank you.